Today we are starting the astrology book. So I've been studying astrology my whole life. Sometimes I can find it to be a little bit frustrating, especially when there's an aspect that's supposed to do something and it's taking longer. Sometimes that can be really frustrating, but I've pretty much been studying astrology since I can remember. I When I was very little, I was sitting on my grandfather's lap and he had a Capricorn necklace on, which will now be hers. I inherited it because I always liked it. And I used to take the Capricorn and make it climb up his chest. I guess it hung to here. I used to make it climb. And he said, well, I have that because I'm a Capricorn. And my mother had a Scorpio keychain. So from a very young age, I was always very curious as to, who was born under what sign. I find it fascinating, too, to see the way families work. Like, I'm born at 15 degrees of Pisces. My brother, I believe, is 14 degrees of... Well, he may be 16 degrees with Gemini, and my father is 14 degrees of Virgo. So all of our sons are kind of squaring one another, which is, to me, fascinating. Anyway, so we're going to start with this book, the astrology book, and it's by Marianne Williamson. When I first looked at it, I thought it was from Marianne Williamson, who you guys may have heard of her. She actually was running for president last year, in the last year's election. I think she was a nominee, but she's been like a spiritual guru for a very long time. But this is Marianne. It's different. Anyway, so this is what the back of the book says. How does the date, time, and place of birth affect your personality, your habits, and your life's purpose? Let best-selling author Marianne Williamson be your guide into the endless, fascinating world of astrology. With insights into each of the 12 astrological signs, you will find out what your sun sign says about you, who you're most compatible with romantically, and how you can progress in life with guidance from the heavens above. Gaining understanding to the 12 houses within a birth chart decodes your moon sign, and it is as important as your sun sign, and to learn what Mercury retrograde means. The guide will prove to be a handy way to reveal what the stars say about you and those around you. Oh, you got the other books. Okay, you want to come sit in here? Go ahead, sit down. What do you got in your hand there? Beads? Go ahead, you could look at those books. Oh, you have a necklace? Okay, so we'll start with the introduction. All life on the planet Earth, people, animals, and planets depend on creative forces of the sun's light and warmth for survival. Astrology was born with ancient humans worshipped the sun for its life-giving properties. With no knowledge of cosmology, the changing position of the sun's phases and the moons and the color and the brightness of the planets and stars were thought to be omens and messages from the gods. People took changing patterns in the sky to mirror life on Earth. The timing of events such as births, deaths, wars, and good fortune were attributed to what was happening in the skies at the time. The celestial search for meaning evolved through many different forms of astrology, all of which respect the belief that we're all part of one cosmically and interconnected in reality. Avery, can you be good? Okay, what are the sun signs? Basically, everybody knows their sun sign. When I meet someone that doesn't know their sun sign, I get so mad at them. Look, it's not an excuse if you're born on the cusp. You look it up. You find out what it is. Like, what do you mean? I dated somebody who his birthday, I dated him years ago. His birthday was May 21st. And he didn't know if he was a Taurus or a Gemini, and that drove me insane. I got to the bottom of it real quick. He was a Gemini. Anyhow. What are sun signs? Your sun sign is also known as your star sign or your horoscope sign. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and so on. It is the sign of the zodiac that the sun was passing through when you were born, because the sun is the creator of all life. In astrology, the sun symbolizes your core personality and traits, your identity. the parts of yourself that shine out to the rest of the world. Understanding your sun sign can give you a great deal of insight into what makes you tick. And in this book, we'll focus on the sun's influence, your personal relationship, your personality, your relationships, your work, and your well-being. Does the 13th zodiac sign exist? I've read about it before. I'm not going to say it right. Ophiuchus, I think it is. And it's supposed to be like, it's like in the middle of the Sagittarius zodiac. Let's see what it says. In a nutshell, no, because astrology is not the same as astronomy. Every year you'll see stories in the media about the existence of a 13th sign. The argument is that because of the Earth's tilt and wobble, its position has changed from that of 3,000 years ago, when the signs were first allocated. The sun now appears to pass through 13 signs, including the constellation of Ophiuchus, is how I'm going to say it. I've heard it pronounced other ways, but I can't remember. However, astrology focuses on the path of the sun as it moves along the elliptic, 12 zones that have the same names as constellations, but are not the same as the actual constellations. There are many constellations that border the ecliptic, but in Western astrology, we have always used just 12. That's true. There are other constellations. And when I was in Arizona, I was able to see a lot of them out in the desert. It was beautiful. Cusp dates. The exact time of the sun's entry into each of the 12 zodiac signs varies each year, making it impossible to list them all. Each zodiac is divided into 30 degrees, and if you were born on a day on either side of the date shown for your sign, you were born on the cusp. The dates when the sun was transiting from one end degree to one sign to the beginning of degrees in the next. The sun cannot be in two zodiac signs at once. People born on the cusp are thought to carry personalities of the signs the sun has just left or is about to enter. So they kind of have a little bit of a mix, which, I mean, I feel like that's true. I also feel like there's so much more that goes into your personality other than just the sun sign that also could be bringing in qualities. People born on the cusp are thought to carry both some of, like, let's put it this way. Somebody who is born on like March 20th or March 21st would have a much more of a Pisces feel than somebody who was born at the end of Aries. Like the cusp of Aries going into Taurus, I feel like that's a very hard cusp. And I feel like those people have a very strong personality, like the April 20th, 21st, 22nd people. I feel like they have a very strong personality, where I feel like the Aries that are born like March 21st or 22nd, maybe a little bit softer personality wise. So even though both people may be Aries, their personalities to me would be very different. I would feel like they were very different people. To know once and for all your sun sign is, you can check online. I can't pronounce this word, such as the one available at www.astro.com, which shows the exact moment when the sun moved into each zodiac sign. So basically, it's not so much about your birth date, which would be like mine, March 6th. My solar return happens when the sun hits Pisces at 15 degrees, which sometimes could be on March 5th. Could also sometimes be on March 7th, depending on where we are. I think it usually happens on March 5th, though, that the sun enters Pisces at 15 degrees. Even though I was born on the 6th. So we're up to a 10-minute video. So I'm going to leave this here with the introduction. The next video will be on Aries. Look at this. Thank you all for watching. And as always, if you like what we're doing here at the Magic Junk Drawer, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. Avery, say goodbye. Bye. Bye. Bye.